We are live. Welcome to my video. This is my spoiler-free review of the Marvel one-shot Item 47 from 2012. I am only going to be spoiling the MCU leading up to, but not including this one-shot, and certainly nothing that came after it. And yeah, let's see. The one-shot is rated 6+, so this video will be as well. And yeah, I kind of love this one. If you haven't watched this one shot, this is definitely the one that the most feels like the way that it feels like it almost could be a scene in one of the films leading into, you know, some of these characters meeting with the leads of the film, and it really captures the tone of the MCU right around this time. I will grant, I suppose an argument could be made. Each of them carries captures the tone that they're meant to, you know, with some of them feeling very much like specific movies, and an argument could definitely be made that more than anything this feels like, yeah, this is, I don't know, almost like a deleted scene from the first Avengers movie. And apparently it was, you know, now it's on Disney Plus, but originally you could watch this if you got like home media of the first Avengers film, not to be confused with the film The First Avenger. And yeah, like, it has the best action that we'd seen in one of these so far, and it, you know, didn't necessarily have the most competition for that, but nevertheless, and it still manages, you know, clearly with these one-shots, they're not trying to tell the big epic stories that the movies do. Yeah, and it's this thing of like, they take a stray thought and turn it into a short film. You know, the whole thing's like, let's see, I guess less than 9 minutes technically. It's just that there's sort of a post-credit scene, since, yeah, it's MCU, but yeah, I think overall it's maybe around 8 minutes total or something like that. And just, yeah, what if someone found Chitauri tech after the invasion of New York is what this is, you know? And yeah, like, it's a fairly straightforward thing, but it helped prove that there was something there. This was not like the actual pilot for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but it did, let's see, I actually have it right here. Yeah, Bob Iger greenlit, you know, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. after watching this, you know, and yeah, one can absolutely understand why. Like, this very clearly shows you could make something more out of this. You could have S.H.I.E.L.D. going around cleaning up after big, you know, so yeah. And I am not going to give away whether or not, you know, the show like maintained, but certainly it's not a spoiler to say, yeah, very early on, at least, I'm not going to give away whether it stays that way. Yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was kind of, you know, they're going around cleaning up. Yeah, and there was an audience for that. You know, it's a number of people have said, oh, it wasn't a big enough audience. Show lasted 7 seasons. I mean, it can't have been that insignificant. Yeah, and it also just, it again, you know, understands the strength of the MCU are the characters. You know, that was especially true back when this first came out. I will acknowledge there have been some MCU things since this that have not excelled on character. But yeah, I mean, it's just these regular people dealing with something they don't fully understand, and S.H.I.E.L.D. having to deal with that. And yeah, I have not seen Lizzie Kaplan in very much, and for that I do feel bad, because she's so great in both this and Cloverfield. Yes, I know, you don't have to tell me. I've heard she's done significantly better elsewhere. But yeah, she's just, yeah, there's just this charm to her, and this kind of, like, she's adorkable, especially here. In Cloverfield, she's somewhat more, like, I don't know if I want to talk too much about it, but I wouldn't use the term adorkable about her character there so much. But yeah, it's just it's a regular young couple who find themselves in this extraordinary circumstance, and we see a very credible depiction of how they would react to it, what they would try to do. And I don't think I want to give away exactly what that is, but yeah. The opening scene gives me Tarantino vibes. If you've watched that one particular Tarantino movie and the entirety of this short, you'll know what I'm talking about. And I don't really want to give it away for anyone who hasn't. Yeah, just it's that they're still doing it at this point in the. Well, I guess they never stopped, but yeah, this one shot does still have this element that, there's at least one face that we recognize from at least one MCU movie to help as connective tissue, and the what's the word? Yeah, it's showing something that probably wouldn't show up. I know I said, it feels like a deleted scene from Avengers. I mean, tonally. This is not the kind of thing you would expect to see in one of the movies, and that's part of why it helped lead to a TV show. It ran on ABC, So, and I think that pretty much covers. Yeah, the action is filmed, edited, and staged rather well. The special effects are quite good, and it's one of those things, like, it has these little details that just help really sell it. I think that might be right. Yeah, the relationship between Benny and Claire feels authentic. The way they talk to each other, and the way that, like, there's this thing of, like, she'll encourage him. He'll be like, I don't know about this, and she'll be like, I don't know if I want to give away exactly how she encourages. I'll just say, yeah, she says some encouraging things, and just, yeah, they feel like you might not be Benny or Claire. You've probably encountered at least one of them at least once in your life, And then there's the somewhat amusing thing that the canon of this short is technically slightly dubious because of something specifically in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The show that this short led to actually has something that makes the... Yeah. Yeah, I think that might just about cover... Yeah, this is one of my favorites of the one-shots, and yeah, not just because I really, really love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Well, I mean, the first 6 seasons, anyway. Season 7, I don't know. Like, no, literally, because I haven't watched it yet. I'm working on it.